Blimey. Not another YouTube video. They all start off the same way. Where some bloody bloke talks his blooming head off for what seems like a millennium, before he ever shows you anything.
Not this time. Stick Man Wilson in for Bill, and I'll be doing the talking in this video. This is Bill's project, and this is the end result. Every project begins with some kind of drawing or sketch. One of the best ways to create a detailed plan for a project is a computer app called SketchUp, which can be downloaded from their website. I probably should mention that we are not associated with SketchUp in any way, and this is not going to be a tutorial on their software. But Bill will show you enough to demonstrate just how helpful something like this can be when planning your projects. Using SketchUp, you can draw your project to scale, one board at a time, in just the same manner as you would when constructing it. Once the drawing is complete, you can take your laptop out to the workshop, and use it as a virtual blueprint. You will have three-dimensional views from all angles, of each individual component, showing all your measurements, and how all the pieces are joined together. It's the best innovation since indoor plumbing. Bill is building this bed, out of 1x4 premium pine boards, but you can use any kind of lumber that will hold a screw. He began construction by building sections of the framework in his shop. Then he moved inside for assembly. Here and there, we'll step up the pace, because some parts of the process are pretty repetitive. Bill chose to use pocket hole joinery to build this bed, because it forms such a strong joint, and it's easy. Bill is building a king-size bed, but you could use this same basic plan to build any size bed you want. You just have to adjust the dimensions accordingly. The dimensions for this bed are being dictated by two things. The length and width are determined by the mattress size, and the height is dependent on what size drawers Bill plans to build underneath. After a quick once-over with the sander, we'll head inside where it's warm. With the pocket holes already pre-drilled, assembly is quick and easy. Bill decided to add a little reinforcement in the corners, to help keep everything squared up through the rest of construction. And now, onto the footboard, followed by the headboard, which will be attached to the wall. Who was it that said, "I love when a plan comes together"? These assemblies are being installed as guides for the drawers to slide on. The drawers will slide in and out just like so. I'm installing another one here, and at these 6 other locations. There will not be any drawers at the far end of the bed because nightstands would interfere. One final detail to take care of before we tackle the next phase. Bill is adding a rail to each side of the bed to support the mattress slats. And now, onto the drawers. Bill is using 1/2-inch plywood to build the drawers. Unfortunately, he doesn't have room in his small shop to handle full sheets of plywood, so he is ripping them down into smaller pieces with a skill saw. Now he can accurately trim them down to size using a table saw. Easy as sliced bread. Each drawer is just a basic box, made with tongue and groove joinery. The drawer sides, each get a dado cut, here, here, and here, on the inside of the board. Bill is using what is known as the quarter system for building drawers. His dado blade set is stacked to a thickness of 1/4 inch. It is raised to a height of 1/4 inch, and the fence is set at a distance of 1/4 inch away from the blade. The front and back pieces get rabbet cuts at each end on the outside, and a groove cut at the bottom on the inside. When using the quarter system, all dado cuts, for all of the drawer pieces, use the same table saw settings, so once the saw is properly set up, you don't have to change anything. The drawer bottoms get a rabbet cut on all 4 edges. Bill told me this sanding routine reminded him of his college days in the dorm. He used to iron shirts for the guys, for 10 cents a shirt. That's where he got his beer money, but don't tell his mom. The pieces should all lock together and form a nice solid unit. Bill only has a limited number of clamps, so he is shooting in a few nails to hold things together until the glue dries. Bill noticed a pile of end cuts on the floor, left over from the headboard. He thinks he might be able to use those to make face boards for the drawers. Bill wants to make some trim pieces to frame the drawer faces. To do this, he will need to cut 1/2 inch rabbets in some scrap pieces of 1x material. Let's watch as he sets up the table saw to make these cuts. He is stacking the blades from his dado set next to a piece of scrap which is the same thickness as the rabbet he needs to cut. He starts with the 2 outer blades, followed by enough of the chipper blades needed to match the required thickness plus about another 32nd of an inch. Set the blade height to match the depth of your desired rabbet and lock down the fence just shy of the blade by about the thickness of a sheet of paper. Make a test cut. Looks like a perfect fit. If Bill could actually have worked as fast as you see here, he would have been done with this project last Tuesday. I think Bill's idea dressed those drawers up like a deuce. Bill is installing false fronts in the two cavities where there are no drawers. Notice how this drawer tips as it is pulled out. Some kind of guide like this needs to be installed to keep the drawers level as they open. These actually were the most difficult pieces to screw in place in the whole project. As construction draws to a close, a bright idea pops into Bill's head.
No.
Time for paint.
Well, if you've been thinking about building a platform bed, I hope that you were able to pick up a couple of ideas or tips from this video. There are lots of them out there. Watch them all, then grab a couple of ideas from each of the best ones, and put those ideas together to come up with your own unique creation. That's what I did, and I'm happy with how it turned out. Thanks for watching.